Hi guys, Ape here of the Pocketbot Collective. And today we'll have a look at this guy. But before we go any further, we must first go back.
ダイアクロン
キャリアカーとしてカーロボット隊前進基地としてさらに合体してパワーロボットに宝のカーロボットパワードコンボイ
And there you have it! Diaclon's powered convoy from the early 80s. That's what this guy reminds me of and represents for me. So let's have a look what he comes with. There we go. What you're actually looking at is MechFansToys Ultra Magnus knockoff of the original Magic Square version, but in the Diaclon colors. He can actually represent a few things in your collection. For me, he represents the Diaclon powered Convoy, the pre-Transformers version of Ultra Magnus. But he can also, for you, represent the Shattered Glass version of Ultra Magnus. Or he can even be its own separate character, Delta Magnus. So, what I'm pretty much saying is that there's no reason for you not to have this guy in your collection. But yeah, let's get into it. First off, the box. As you can see, he's called Ultrl Magenus. It's the City Commander version 2.0 from MechFansToys. Comes in the box that there actual Ultra Magnus also came in. And of course, Maurizio has already reviewed this guy. I'm just going over this version of the mold. So, let's get rid of that box, because it doesn't say much about this character. Also has an instruction sheet. Has a couple of accessories. Here's his standard blaster. Obviously has a handle that flips out. No paint on it, but well sculpted. And it can store in truck mode. Then there's this weapon. Also flips down to hold. I'm actually not sure if this is a reference to anything. I don't recognize it. I don't know if it's supposed to go with him or with the original Ultra Magnus, or if it's supposed to go with some other figure they brought out. It doesn't mean anything to me, this thing. Looks cool, has nice sculpting and everything, but it doesn't mean anything to me. And as you saw in the little Diaclon clip just now, their version had a black cannon as well. So I don't know what this is actually for. You can hold it just fine. Nothing wrong there, but it doesn't mean anything to me. If you know what it's for or what it's referencing to, then just drop it in the comment section. I would love to know, actually. For now, I just put it away because I won't be using it. Also comes with two of these missiles. Same shape as on the on the Magic Square version. This time they're black with, is it silver paint? No, it's a separate piece. Little silver piece there. Has two ways of storing on the truck. Show you in a minute. And comes with this little matrix. Nicely painted. Hollow at the back though, but that's because you can actually store it in his chest, and there's a little peg in his chest. So yeah, I understand why there's a hole in it. We'll use this in robot mode. I'll put it here, so I hopefully won't forget. The cannon, sorry, has some tabs there. Let me put that in first and then we'll have a look at the truck. What I'm going to do is just unpack it here at the back. Just one of them. As you can see, there's tabs there and there. Just tab it in, and then tab the back section in. Where's the hole? There we go. And it sits nice and secure in there. Missiles. You can just store them on those little holes on the side. Or you can use the little slot they have and store it in the front here. And then you have that going on. But I like to just put them on the sides of the truck. There we go, and there we go. Obviously the truck rolls. Same articulation as the white version and as the Magic Square version. The cab is on a little slider peg there. That is that. Let's have a quick look at the cab. Nicely detailed, nicely painted, nicely knocked off from Magic Square. Besides that, everything else is the same. Nice details. No paint on the sides of the trailer. No. And there's the back that has a bit of yellow paint. And because it's the MechFansToys version, this actually opens up. I have to say, even though this guy is a little bit bigger than the original Magic Square version, it's still not big enough to even hold the small cars that New Age does. These cars are still too big for it, so no way in storing that. But he does interact well with the current MicroMasters. I don't think I can jam this one in there. Still that little bit too high. But size-wise, it does match up. So if you have a bunch of these ones, or the flatter cars of it, then you can definitely have them interact with powered Convoy. There you go. That's as far as truck mode goes. Let's get into transformation, shall we? Transformation, take the missiles off, unpack the arms there, little slot on the inside, this one as well, hinge them over. Let's take this gun out as well. There we go. And we'll just put them out of the way for now. I will start with the legs. Tabbed in there. Just untab that. Fold it in on itself and then untab at the upper leg there. Same for the other side. Fold, untab, leave it there. Put the hip skirts down. There we go. Split the legs apart. Rotate these pieces inward, flip up the leg and lock it, lock that in place, and just fold down the wheels, rotate them around just on a ball joint, and put them up so the foot is nice and flat. Same for the other side, rotate round, lock it, and flip the wheels, done. Upper torso, just this hinge here, sorry, there, that makes sure that the truck is level with the trailer, but now we just hinge it in, there we go. Put these to the side for a minute. Sorry, you can't see a bit off camera. There we go. Flip in these little back wheels. Pull the cab forward, which makes the head go down. Flip in the little smokestacks. Flip in the roof. Rotate the head through and up. And then just lock the cab and slide it down. That is all. There is his head. Okay, these pieces you rotate through so the peg can go in to the window. There we go. Same for the other side. Rotate it through. Come on. There we go. And clip it into place. Then the arms. Up. Down. Fix it with this piece. Fix it with this piece. There we go. Slide up this piece. And slide up this piece, revealing his hands. And there we go. I've gone through it a little bit quicker than the Magic Square one I did, because it's exactly the same. Hold on. Let me just move up the camera a little bit. And then we can go over articulation on this guy. Ankle rocker, extreme one. Just over 90-degree knee bend. The cut is in there, in his thighs, which gets you a little bit of motion, not that much, and also not really that much up, because it just hits the inside of the pelvis. You can, I think, turn the leg round, which is easier on the Magic Square version, but no, doesn't want to go. Is hindered there. So limited. Also towards the back. It's also a little bit limited. So forward he can kick that far. Backwards is limited, but you can hinge up the knee, of course. I don't know what kind of poses you want him in, but he has more posability than the original Diaclone version. I can tell you that. Arm has a cut there. Can go all the way around. 90-degree elbow. Slight wrist rotation, but like on the Magic Square version, it's a bit hindered by these forearm pieces, who don't slide up all the way, so to say, to clear that. But that's fine. Hinge at the shoulder. So even with those big stacks, he still has a decent range of motion. And of course, 360 rotational joint, which gives you plenty of posability. The head then. No light piping, but nicely painted. Silver for the faceplate and the stacks, and yellow for the eyes, on a otherwise red helmet, which has some nice detail on it as well. All very nicely done. Let's arm him up quickly. You now use the ports on his shoulders. There we go. And there we go. And obviously he can hold his cannon just fine. Oh, sorry, head is on a hinge and just on a rotation. There we go. And then the other thing, the chest piece opens up. There's this little blue section that hinges up. And then I can't get there with my finger, and it's kind of embedded at the bottom here. So I'll just use a little tool to open up these doors. That's one. That is two. That shows you all the details inside his chest, and now you can see why there was a hole in the matrix, because that just drops in there. There you go. And then we can close him back up. And that is, well, when I refer to him, I usually call him Delta Magnus, but what he represents for me is the Diaclone version of this toy. And I'm happy they made it. I think Magic Square also did it with their version. And they also used it for the God Jinrai, I think. But yeah, I like the Diaclone history of Transformers, so that's why I got this guy in my collection. But as I said before, you can also use him as your Shattered Glass Magnus, or you can use him as his actual standalone character, Delta Magnus. Let's do some size comparison, shall we? Here he is with his Magic Square counterpart. And that's why I went for two different companies, because I don't like having a lot of the same mold in my collection. So even with like Seekers, I try to get them across brands, so I don't end up with exactly the same figure 15 times. I don't like to do that. It's something personal for me, the way I collect. So I got the original Magic Square Magnus, and I've got the MechFansToys version for my powered Convoy. But there you go. That is him with Magnus. This is him with Core Class Prime. And with Magic Square's Motormaster. Although, yeah, like I said, it depends on how you use him. I don't know what continuities Delta Magnus is actually in, really. Obviously, I know Shattered Glass, but I don't collect Shattered Glass figures, so I don't have any other Shattered Glass figures I can show him off with. And here he is with our standard Iron Factory mascot, Runabout. So there you go. And last comparison we can do is with a little modern day version of a Diaclone suit. It's, by the way, also by MechFansToys. They knocked those off of the Diaclone reboot series. And a little, come on buddy, a little Dianauts. So there you go. I do plan on getting some more Diaclone versions of these guys, but not just any. I don't collect them just for the sake of collecting them. Just the ones that I think stand out or are a little bit more iconic. Like this powered Convoy. Alright, hold on. Sorry. There we go. For an actual interactive shot, so to say. There you go. But yeah, if and when I get any more Diaclone related figures in, then I will make sure to review them for the channel. Let me know what you think of this. Do you collect them as well? Do you not? Do you not care about it? Or do you use them as one of the other representations that I've mentioned in the review? I like him. I think he's got a lot of character. I like the alterations that MechFansToys made on the original mold from Magic Square, and I specifically like this face. But yeah, there you go. Powered Convoy, Shattered Glass Magnus, or Delta Magnus. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ape out!